Hello sports fans, it is Monday, March the 25th, year 2013, and as usual, a lot to get to in the sports world, so let's get it going right now. Hope you guys had a nice weekend. Hope you caught some of the NCAA tournament. I last left you on Friday, so let's do a little recap of what went on the last few days. Let's start with the Friday games in the NCAA tournament. Let's start with Florida Gulf Coast on Friday, who upsets Georgetown. What a shocking game in the tournament. No one thought Florida Gulf Coast was going to beat Georgetown. A lot of people had Georgetown winning this tournament. A lot of people had them getting to the Final Four. Georgetown was on fire at the end of the season. They played really well. They had Otto Porter, who's up for Player of the Year. No one thought Florida Gulf Coast can beat them. Well, guess what? Florida Gulf Coast did beat them. They shocked the nation. What a tremendous job by Florida Gulf Coast. What an athletic team. I mean, they played really well. So athletic, so tenacious, the dunks all over the place. And Georgetown was completely ambushed. They didn't expect this at all. They thought they were going to win this game by about 40 points. Georgetown played a horrible game. They looked like a deer caught in the headlights. So Florida Gulf Coast shocks Georgetown on Friday. And we're not done with Florida Gulf Coast, as you see when we get to our Sunday games. We're not done with them yet. Also on Friday, Duke handled Albany. Miami blew out Pacific. Indiana handled James Madison. North Carolina beat Villanova. Very interesting game. North Carolina had a 20-point lead. Villanova comes flying back to take a 2-point lead, and then North Carolina pulls away at the end. So that was a very interesting game. This was not one of Villanova's better teams. This was not one of Jay Wright's vintage Villanova teams. I actually give Jay Wright a lot of credit for getting this team to the NCAA tournament. Not one of Villanova's better teams, though, so North Carolina won there. How about LaSalle? LaSalle beat Kansas State on Friday. LaSalle's one of the playing teams. They had to play in the playing games. So they win the play-in game, and then they beat Kansas State in Kansas City. Kansas State was a really good team this year. Nice job by LaSalle. Kansas struggles but beats Western Kentucky. Ohio State blew out Iona. San Diego State beat Oklahoma. A lot of people picked Oklahoma in that game. I did not. I liked San Diego State because of their defense. They did get the win. Minnesota beat UCLA, and then UCLA promptly fired Ben Howland as coach. I actually like Ben Howland as a coach. I think he's a good basketball coach. He's been at UCLA for 10 years. Maybe it was time for a change. I do think Ben Howland will get another job if he wants a coach, which I'm guessing he does. Iowa State beat Notre Dame. Ole Miss beat Wisconsin. I was a little surprised by that. I thought Wisconsin's style would bother them. Ole Miss got the win. Creighton beat Cincinnati. I told you, Cincinnati's got a very tough time scoring. They're one of those teams that just can't score. They're like Pittsburgh. They go too long without scoring. In the NCAA tournament, that is their recipe for disaster. Creighton beat Cincinnati on Friday. Illinois beat Colorado. Temple beat NC State. And Florida beat Northwestern State. Those were your Friday games. Now your Saturday games. These were the winners from the Thursday games playing each other. Michigan just bombarded Virginia Commonwealth. A lot of people thought Virginia Commonwealth was going to go on one of their typical runs that they have in the tournament. I didn't think they had it in them this year. Michigan just blew them out on Saturday. Arizona handled Harvard. I mean, Harvard had a major hangover from beating New Mexico on Thursday. Arizona was all over Harvard. Wichita State upsets Gonzaga. I told you on Friday to keep an eye on this game. Gonzaga was very shaky in their first game. They were a very shaky 1 seed. And don't get me wrong, I like Gonzaga. I was hoping they could get to a Final Four. The way Wichita State played in their first game and the way Gonzaga played in their first game, I thought Gonzaga was in major trouble, and they were. Wichita State playing at a very high level knocks off the #1 seed Gonzaga. Michigan State blew out Memphis. Oregon beat St. Louis. How about Oregon? St. Louis was one of the hottest teams in the nation. Oregon is playing much better. Remember, Oregon was playing well at the beginning of the season, lost their guard Artist, then they slipped a lot, got him back. They won the Pac-12 tournament. Now they've won 2 games in the NCAA tournament. They're in the Sweet 16. Oregon was not a 12 seed. They were much better than that. The committee did a bad job seeding them 12. They should have been much higher than that. Remember, Artist was out. That's why they were losing. They got him back. The committee didn't seem to take that into consideration. So Oregon beat St. Louis. Nice win there. Syracuse beat Cal. I think Syracuse is going to do some things in this tournament. Louisville beat Colorado State, and Marquette edged Butler. So those were your Saturday games. Let's go to your games yesterday, Sunday. Duke beat Creighton. Kansas with a huge second half beat North Carolina. Kansas was down 9 at the half, looked atrocious, and they just bombed North Carolina in the second half. Very impressive win by Kansas. Miami beat Illinois. Miami struggled in this game. They were down 2 points late. They rallied to win at the end. Illinois got a bad call in this game, too. It looked like at the end of the game, the ball went off the Miami player. They gave it to Miami. They said it went off Illinois. I thought that was a bad call. That was a good break for Miami. Miami struggles but does advance. In this tournament, that's what you got to do. Just advance. And Miami gets the job done there. How about LaSalle again? LaSalle beats Ole Miss, so LaSalle has won 3 games. They won the play-in game. They beat Kansas State, and now they beat Ole Miss. What a story by LaSalle. Florida beat Minnesota. Indiana beat Temple, but did not look good doing it. Temple had them down 4 points. Late in the game, Indiana rallies late, so nice job by Indiana getting the win. I don't like the way Indiana is playing. I'm telling you, so many people have picked Indiana to win the tournament. I don't think it's going to happen. Some little ingredient is missing from Indiana. Now listen, they're still a very good team. They're definitely a threat to get to the Final Four. Something is missing. Some little ingredient is missing for Indiana. I can't put my finger on it, but something is missing. They were in a life-and-death game with Temple. Indiana pulls it out. Ohio State beats Iowa State. Ohio State is really on fire now. And Florida Gulf Coast does it again. They follow up their huge win against Georgetown on Friday. They come back and beat San Diego State. Florida Gulf Coast in the Sweet 16. How about Florida Gulf Coast? They are the story of the tournament right now. I mean, you could throw in LaSalle as well, but how about Florida Gulf Coast? When my Sports Illustrated comes out this week, I think Florida Gulf Coast is going to be on the cover. I mean, they are such an athletic team. The dunks, the tomahawk dunks, the athleticism, running up and down the floor, tenacious, not backing down. I love what I saw from Florida Gulf Coast. That's why you love this tournament, for these type of stories. The Florida Gulf Coasts of the world, the LaSalles of the world. In the past, you had your Butler and your Virginia Commonwealth and Gonzaga going back. These are the stories we love. Even George Mason. I mean, George Mason, when they got to the Final Four with Jim Larinaga. Larinaga now coaching Miami. These are the stories we love in college basketball. I was so impressed with Florida Gulf Coast. So here's your Sweet 16. Now, we have a couple days off until, we get going again for the basketball. We'll have, games Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But you have 3 days off now to kind of, digest what went on over the weekend. Here is your Sweet 16 starting on Thursday next week. Here's your games. Louisville will be playing Oregon in Indianapolis. That'll be a tough game for Oregon. That's going to be all Louisville fans there. Michigan State, Duke in Indianapolis. Battle of the Titans. Tom Izzo, a great tournament coach. You know Coach K is a legend. What a battle of the Titans there. Over to Los Angeles, Wichita State and LaSalle. Do you believe one of those teams is going to be in the Final 8? Also in Los Angeles, Ohio State against Arizona. Arizona's been forgotten about this year, yet here they are in the Sweet 16. So that's over in the Los Angeles side. Over to the Arlington, Texas side. Kansas against Michigan in a very tasty game. How good is that game? Kansas, Michigan, a very nice game. Also in Arlington, Texas, Florida against Florida Gulf Coast. Who would have ever thought that? So you have an interstate rivalry here now. Florida against Florida Gulf Coast. You'd expect Florida to be huge favorites, but don't count out Florida Gulf Coast. And over to your Washington, D.C. games. Indiana against Syracuse. 2 historic programs. Another very, very nice game. And at the bottom of the Washington, D.C. bracket, Miami against Marquette. It's funny. You have 3 teams from the state of Florida left in the Sweet 16. Miami, Florida, and Florida Gulf Coast. So the state of Florida, which is known for football, now doing a great job in college basketball. We'll get back to the tournament on Thursday. We'll get back to it. A few days to, take a breath here after some of these wild games over the weekend. So we'll get back to the tournament on Thursday, but you have your Sweet 16 set up. Let's go over to some scores of note from the NBA. Wasn't a great NBA weekend. On Friday, San Antonio beat Utah. I mean, Utah just drives me crazy. They're supposed to be fighting for a playoff spot, and they can't win a game. They are atrocious. Miami keeps up their winning streak. They beat Detroit on Friday. Washington beat the Lakers. Here we go again with the Lakers. Just when you think they're going to do something, get Kobe and Gasol back in the lineup. They lose at home to Washington. On Saturday, Chicago had a nice win against Indiana, and Memphis beat Boston, and the Clippers beat Brooklyn. Sunday, Miami beat Charlotte. Miami's winning streak continues yet again. Unbelievable Heat winning streak. It just goes on and on and on. And Houston had a nice win against San Antonio. As far as your NHL over the weekend, on Friday, Pittsburgh beat the Islanders, Detroit beat Anaheim. On Saturday, Vancouver beat LA, and Toronto beat Boston. Sunday, Pittsburgh beat the Flyers. Pittsburgh's on absolute fire. They cannot lose. They just are just playing so well. Penguins on absolute fire. Detroit beat Anaheim, so Detroit beat Anaheim twice over the weekend. And Washington beat the Rangers in a shootout. Now, I know the Rangers got a point out of this game, but come on, Rangers. I mean, you lose to Washington and Florida at home, back-to-back in the Garden. Terrible. And once again, it's the same old story for the Rangers. Can't get the puck in the net. Rangers have to make a trade for a goal scorer. Now, that's easier said than done. I mean, now all you need is a deck of cards. I mean, yeah, they need a goal scorer, but how do they get one? I mean, just the Rangers can't get the puck in the net. It's unbelievable. Getting good goaltending, good effort, good defense, cannot score. And they missed Stoll out of the lineup with the eye injury. Hopefully he'll be back in a couple of weeks. As far as your World Cup soccer qualifying on Friday, the United States got a big win. They beat Costa Rica 1-0. They had to have it in Colorado. They got the job done in an absolute blizzard. It was a snowstorm. Terrible conditions for soccer. I give the fans credit. It was a sold-out game in Colorado. All the fans showed up. They hung in there, so a nice job by the fans in Colorado. Costa Rica protested the game, afterwards, saying they shouldn't have played in the blizzard. Here's the problem I have with that. In the second half, the referee was thinking about stopping the game. In Costa Rica, the players were lobbying to play the game. So you can't, when the game is over and you lose, then say, oh, wait a minute, I want to protest the game. It was bad conditions for both teams. They were both playing in the snow. As a matter of fact, the United States scored early in this game. As the snow picked up, the United States got worse, and Costa Rica dominated most of this game. Really should have scored at least one goal to tie it up. Costa Rica had the better of the play in the snow, so I don't know what they were complaining about. Little sour grapes to me, and I'm not just saying that because, the United States won here. If it was reversed, I'd say the same thing. I mean, it was bad conditions for both teams. You either cancel the game before it starts or you play it through. You can't in the second half with about, 20, 30 minutes to go say, all right, let's stop the game. Bad conditions for both teams, and I actually thought the snow favored Costa Rica. I thought they played well once the snow started coming down really heavy. I thought the United States hung on for dear life. So United States, huge win in the World Cup qualifying. USA at Mexico tomorrow, where they never win up in that altitude. That'll be an impossible game for the United States. I don't expect them to win that game. I mean, I would sign for a tie right now, but we will get into that tomorrow. Also, Tiger Woods, his last round gets rained out at the Arnold Palmer yesterday, so they'll continue that today. Tiger Woods playing really good golf right now. He's up by a few strokes as they head into the last round, so keep an eye on Tiger Woods. He's playing some really good golf right now. Okay, so you guys are kind of caught up what went on over the weekend. As far as tonight, Monday, what to watch. Like I said, the NCAA tournament takes a break. We don't have games till Thursday. You have your NIT if you want some college basketball. I mean, I know the NIT isn't as great as the NCAA, but if you want some college basketball, the NIT is going to be on the next few days. As far as your NBA tonight, Lakers at Golden State, very interesting game. Philadelphia at Utah. I mean, Utah's hanging on by a thread. Miami at Orlando. Does Miami's streak continue? Denver at New Orleans. Denver's got their own streak going. And Atlanta at Indiana. So you got some stuff in the NBA, especially with these streaks going with Miami and Denver. Over to your NHL, Toronto at Boston, New Jersey at Ottawa, LA at Chicago, nice game. Detroit at Phoenix. Detroit took 2 games from Anaheim over the weekend. And San Jose at Anaheim. We'll see if Anaheim can rebound off back-to-back losses to Detroit. Remember, baseball starts on Sunday. There's only one game on Sunday. Baseball actually most of the teams start a week from today. Do you believe we're almost in the baseball season already? Hard to believe. Looks like Jeter for the Yankees will go on the DL. I think the Yankee whole lineup is on the DL, right? I'll try and do a little baseball preview for you on Friday. Thursday, obviously, we'll do our NCAA tournament. Tomorrow, I'll do my NHL State of the Union. We'll also recap what went on today. Wednesday, do a little NBA for you. We always have something to talk about. So you guys are all caught up for today. You guys, thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the games tonight. You got a little NBA, a little NHL, a little NIT. Stay safe. I will talk to you tomorrow, Tuesday. Take care.